There was a point in time where I thought that Choo Choo Charles was multiplayer, which would have been great, because it would have been very fun to play with friends. But it's not. But I'm still very excited to do a pew pew at a train. Hi friends, how's it going? Long time no see! Like, seeing! Haven't used my camera in a hot minute. But hi, I'm here. We're gonna do some Choo Choo Charles today. We're gonna do a shoot at a Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, I am incredibly tired today. But like, I feel good. I feel good about stuff despite being tired. So we're gonna just roll with it, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep it chill. It's not gonna be. I can't do that. That's impossible. But, you know, I feel like I have enough energy to do a stream, and I wanted to stream, and I've been wanting to stream, and so we are going to stream. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope y'all are well. I hope things are good. Yeah, I don't know. Not much to update on, to talk about, to figure out at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a weird couple of weeks. I feel like for everyone. It's been weird for everyone. But the start of this week, knock on wood, has been very good so far. So let's keep making it great and play some silly train game. Y'all want to play some silly train game? We can play some silly train game. Here it is. Game was making everything in OBS lag, but I think I've changed the settings, so it should be fine. But if we notice any, like, major stuttering or anything, do let me know. Sorry, I am gonna keep putting my hand in my shirt, because I have a dress on underneath this, and the straps are just a little too long. Even with them shortened all the way, and so they fall off my shoulders a lot, and it annoys me. So that's what I'm doing when I'm doing that. Don't worry about it. I realized I also didn't, like, check any of the... Hey, can we not have unlimited FPS, actually? Can we just do, like... Can we cap that at 60? Maybe that was the issue. Subtitles are on. Great. Master volume is down. If it is too loud or anything, let me know. It seems like it's a smidge loud, actually. Hey. Let's try 45 instead. Let's try 40 instead. I feel like, the do be a little loud. Okay, so I'm not just being, oh my god. Why can I turn it up to 132%? 35? 30? 25. We'll stick with 25 for now. It's always so hard to tell how it sounds to y'all versus how it sounds to me in my headphones. Even with OBS telling me it's always different, I can never trust it. It's fine. Thank you though, Smiley. Right? The eternal struggle of streaming. Is this too loud?
I know it's been a while since we last spoke, but something has happened at the mines I've been supervising.
No,
trust me, You'll want to make time for this. You're looking for something big to keep your museum in business? Well, there's something big on that island. Real big. So many friends. And even my own son are still out there. If anyone can bring this thing down, it's you. It'll be the biggest attraction your city's ever seen. And you can help an old friend. Yes, meet me
Eugene,
on
do
the
you know how to
docks
use
at
a phone?
sunset. I hope you're ready for a little monster hunt.
Look at that guy! Look at that little guy! What a sweet little guy! I would like to pet his silly little face.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
They call him Charles. Half train, half Giga Spider
Eugene,
from
watch out.
hell. We've been planning
Giga
his
Spider.
demise for some time now, and
Do
have
you know how
nearly
to-
everything in order.
Do you
Just
know
a
how to
few
paddle a
people
boat?
meet and places to see.
Try to just
Simple
flailing
errand, you
that
know.
around, bud.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Aranerum, the island where miners dig their own graves. Stay close. Charles
Okay.
isn't the only thing to fear around
Hi,
here.
stars. Wait, hey, Eugene? Hey, buddy? I've been here 2 seconds and there's already a corpse in the water. Cool, great, perfect, lovely. How you doing, stars? Eugene? Oh, that's... Okay.
There's a train shed at the top of the hill.
He's a mermaid, he's taking a nap. Makes sense.
One of the train operators was
I'll
killed
leave
early
him
on
alone.
by the
We won't
beast,
bother him.
So his old engine should be in there.
Oh,
If we can get
jeez.
to it, it could be an indispensable tool on our journey.
I don't like how he's just staring at me.
Stay close. We don't want to be exposed for too long.
Okay. Whoa! You're just taking off? Eugene, I wanted to look around! Let's get back from the... Cat was deemed okay, but hefty! You know what? We love that, though. We love a good hefty cat. A sweet, rotund baby. I'm glad the vet went well, though. Even for checkups, I don't know if this is just me. I always get
It's locked.
anxious about taking pets to the vet. Yeah,
Not
it's
to
locked,
worry,
bud.
we can still find a way in.
But welcome back.
There's a small
Glad it
shack
went well.
up the path that might have a key inside.
Why are we so wiggly?
Take this map.
Like,
I
we're
just
just-
marked the location on it.
All over the place as a character.
See if the key is up there, and I'll look around some more down here.
Or is it just the camera trying to stay trained on his face? I think it's the camera trying to stay on his face. He's just too wiggly. How you... Wait. No, I can't get in his face. This is tragic. There's no Eugene gummies for us. Okay. Up the hill? Cabin? I mean, this seems up, right? The camera is a little woozy. I like that the texture literally is just like wood with scribbles on it. Very fun. That certainly is a key. Certainly is a big key. I for inventory. I like that it's giving me the prompts for... Whoa! Map jump scare. Baby's first mission! Aww. The map transition. Horrifying. Hi, Devo. Are these just giant clover? What? What are these? What are these textures?
Good on you! Looks like you found it.
I mean, this whole thing is a
Open
joke.
up that door and lead the
in,
way.
in that it's very great and funny, and it's not. So I get it. I understand. It is a joke. Aha!
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
It's not taking itself seriously, and I appreciate that. All right.
She's an oldie but a goodie. I'm going to inspect
Okay.
the train's exterior. Why don't you
And I
take a
inspect
peek
the
inside,
interior?
see what we got to work with?
Sounds good, buddy. I am just gonna pretend that every time we like zoom in on a character's face, it's like our character ducking down and like wiggling around to try and like keep looking at their face. TK!
Choo Choo.
Choo Choo! Hi, friend. Thank you for the sub. How are you doing? Is that a hammer? Okay. 14 dang months. Listen here. Thanks, I appreciate it. How are you doing? Hi, Devo. Epic train! Use it to quickly navigate the island. A weapon and shield against your foes. Your respawn point if things go wrong. Interact with items around the cab to learn how to use them. Let's click. I keep trying to use E, and it's just click. That's not gonna get annoying. Choo choo! Torkin' hard, hardly Torkin'. Beautiful. Ah, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're doing alright. What is this? Upgrades? Upgrade and repair your train using scraps. Find scraps by looting or completing missions. Click upgrades to purchase them. Pretty straightforward. Makes sense. This, though. Oh, it aims high. Oh, and it's got recoil. Okay. It's like slightly below the center of the screen, which is weird. Oh, and we've got, my head is kind of covering it up. The two white bars at the bottom of the screen, on the bottom right, the top one is train, and the bottom is health? Are they both health? Train health and my health? Oh, fuck! Gee.
Well, the exterior's a little rough, but everything looks to be
Can't just sneak
intact.
up on me like that. Oh
That
my
gun you were looking
god.
at wasn't on here when I was evacuated from the island, but it sure looks fun to use.
It's pretty alright. I'll give it that.
We can light up Charles with it and take him down before he even sees us coming.
Oh, heck.
Are you ready to take this thing for a spin?
Yes, sir. Center lever moves the train forward. Left lever moves the train backward. Disabled during the tutorial, though. Right lever stops the train, leaving the train while it's moving automatically stops it. Cool. Go eat some food. Thank you for the lurk stars. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. Go eat some dang food. Nissan.
Yeah, baby!
Okay, so it does take a little time for it to stop.
For you, Charles.
Also, I'm just testing how long it takes. Quite a bit, but I catch up fairly quickly as well. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, like all the...
Do you hear that? It's him! It's him! Get to the gun!
Oh, I thought you were getting to the gun. Okay, this is fine. Oh, you don't want... Okay. Ah! Gun overheated. Oh, shit! How do I... Escape. Escape is how I get off the gun. I can't jump while on the train. I can't believe Eugene is fucking dead!
This isn't how things were supposed to end.
Well...
I thought we could still fight like the old days. Yes, sir.
I'm not the one who threw myself off the freaking train.
More than I thought, but I don't have time to explain. Find the eggs.
Excuse me? Eggs? Rip, Eugene. Hardly knew ya. Where am I? That's where we started, right? Yeah, there's the... This is where we started. And that's where we got our train. Okay. So we wanna... What is this? What is this? Why is this here? Okay, well, I guess we go forward. Eugene would want us to carry on, you know? Okay, so we've got a lovely little bridge. Then I want that to stop. Looks like somebody's like walking around out there. Nothing under here. I don't know what I'm looking for, so I don't know like how thorough I need to be with things, you know? We'll figure it out, it's fine. What is this? What is this? I miss Eugene already. Hello? That's just animal sounds. Just a big round rock. Listen, Thunder, gonna need you to not. This is just, it's just big and empty over here. I don't think I should be here. Okay, back to our train. What's further ahead, I guess, is the question. Oh, NPCs. Required mission, optional mission, weapon mission. Sorry, again, it sounded like it sounds like somebody's like walking up on me. Look, demon train, not even worried about. I'm sure he's incredibly snuggly, actually. Just incredibly misunderstood. Okay, well, while we're moving... Oh, cool, I can still check my map while it's moving. I kind of want to go... here. There's so much more over here. I guess I can get to both of those from here. You're gonna stop way before I need you to. Okay, that's fine. I guess, you know what? No. We can continue forward. We can take the train forward. But I can walk up to the single NPC. Right? Oh wait, no, it's set to go to the left right now, which is not where I want to go. I would like to change that. Yeah! Also, what's this? Scrap! Go get those errands done, Smiley. Get out of here. We will probably be here for a little bit. Scrap to heal, speed, damage, armor. Level 2 requires 3 scrap. Level 2 requires 3 scrap. Repairing costs 1. I didn't see how much damage we did to Charles. I imagine not a lot. I'm gonna do armor first. I sure do hope we get lots of scrap. Also, wait, what is this? What is this? What is this little guy? Little tiki dude. Okay. We're leaving the train there. Hopefully that doesn't backfire on us. But you know, if it does, we'll deal with that when we get there. But I want to see this NPC. Who are you? What's up with your little shack? Hi.
You must be the archivist that Eugene told us about.
I guess?
We're happy you came to
Tony
help us out
Tittle?
of this predicament with Charles and that madman Warren.
Your name is Tony Tittle? Wait, who's Warren?
You know, that old train of yours will need some major upgrades if you want to take down Charles.
This is my first time charling. Hi Bunno. How are you doing, friends? I've been meaning to play this game for a very long time, basically since it came out, and then I just didn't get to it. But we're doing it now. Up and down, but okay? Listen, we'll take okay. I'm doing alright. Kind of in the same boat. It's been a rough couple of weeks. But you know what? Today is great. We're very sleepy, but we're feeling good. I'm happy to be here. Excited to hang out.
It's just up the path, but I'll mark it on your map anyway.
Okay. Can I get... I'm not allowed in your house. Unfortunate. Did he say it was up? Where did he say the barn was? I wasn't listening. I was too excited that my friend was here. Ah! I see! Sir, this is so far away. I'm happy to see you in chat. I've been very bad about, in general, keeping in touch with people, but I've seen some of your posts on Twitter, and it looks like your trip went well. When you went to go visit friends in Canada? Lots of scrap. You love to see it. 6 of 9. Nice. Lovely. Oh, I'm glad it went well. What's this? Even though Eugene has promised to send help once he reaches the mainland, I've just realized he never mentioned if he'd return. Suppose he is the type of person to ignore the fine details of the plan. Everyone on the island is trying to find a way out of this mess, and I can only hope that this archivist friend of his can work some magic. I don't care what strange things they've done before or what practices they use, as long as Charles ends up dead. Most folks around here want the same, but then there are those crazies that want to leave him be. That darn Warren has lost his marbles. Who's Warren? Now that you have some resources, you can go back to your train and make some upgrades. Yeah. Listen, I've already done that. Also, supply list! Chicken feed, goat feed, fencing supplies. Well, scratch all that. No need to feed or fence animals that have already been eaten. Yikes. Not the goats! Is there anything else around here? Listen, chicken's delicious. Had goat before? It's fine. It made my tummy upset. But it tasted good. Chicken though. Delicious. Yeah, no. Oh. Can I tap to get rid of that? Thank you. Do you have anything else to say to me, sir? No. No, you're just gonna stare up at me. Okay. Cool. Cool. Also, excuse me, my nose is a little runny. It is that time of year where my allergies are gonna be worse than they usually are. I love it. Hi, buddy. Where is my train? Oh, I've just completely walked past it. Understood. Hi, welcome to Train Game. I'm gonna walk everywhere instead of using the vehicle that has been provided for me. You know what, it's fine. We got extra scrap, and that's exciting. What's down there? I want to know. It does still sound like there's something like walking around behind me. What is this? Paint can? Okay. 15 scrap. Jeez. Let's do speed. I will repair. Oh my god, that doesn't like do anything. I thought that was gonna like fully repair it. Okay, it only does it in increments of 10? More armor. Okay. Well, this is fine. There are another NPC there, but there's so many over here. So what if we park? Nah, we should park close by. What is this horrible noise? Why is my train making this noise? Train, why are you making this noise? Charles Mining Company? Hello? It's locked. I thought there was an NPC here. Where are they? But also, you got any scrap? Hey! Got any scrap? Is there anyone here? Oh, they're down there. Oh! Breaking my knees? Great. I just ran past you. I apologize.
Eugene told us we'd have a newcomer soon. I suppose that would be you.
Hi, it's me.
There's some scrap metal in the balcony room of my house that you could use to repair and upgrade your train.
Thanks. Can I have that?
Here's the key. And although the balcony is right behind me, I'll just mark it on your map anyway.
Thanks. What a nice lady.
As a side note, talk to anyone around here, and they'll do whatever they can to help.
Great.
Anyone not wearing a mask, that is. Check out the balcony, and take whatever you can use.
We have
Good luck with everything.
a Choo Choo cultist situation going on here. Well, you know what? At least she's nice, and is giving me all of her scrap. Listen, we're here for it. Enjoy doing the shoot thing. Scraps! Map. And we've been waiting as patiently as we can. The past few days have been more chaotic, to say the least. Charles has been more aggressive lately, to the point where I'm starting to fear how many of us will be left by the time help arrives. Godspeed, Eugene. We're counting on you. Okay. What is Eugene to everyone here? No, wait, no, wait, no, wait. Don't jump off there again. Oh, my health regenerates over time. Okay, good to know. How much did I get from up there? I am very bad at paying attention today, apparently, is the thing. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Who else do we got around here? There's somebody up by a river? Pond. Lake? Body of water. I'm gonna go over here to where these three are, and it looks like there's a path up there. So we're not necessarily, like, going the wrong way, you know? When's Charles gonna show back up? I'm scared. I don't have any more friends to throw at him. Boop. Give me that box. Give me that box. What's this? Scrap? Is there more scrap just lying around here? Yes. You love to see it. Probably not zoom around nearly as much as I am. But also, I gotta go fast. Open? need a key for that, I assume. No, get up there. Get up there. I'm not allowed in the bad train. This is tragic and horrible. Can I get in here? Yes, I can. Up here? And in here? Look at all that scrap. Who are you? Hi, excuse me, I'm stealing your scrap. Who are you?
Look, kid, I know you're supposed to be some fancy
What's up with
pants
your
monster
arms, my
hunter,
guy?
but you can't earn my respect without making yourself useful.
Sir?
One of Warren's goons dumped a
Daryl?
locked chest in the yard last night.
I saw
After
it.
beating on it for a few hours, I didn't break anything but a sweat.
Well?
I got some lock picks, but I don't know how to use them. Here, take them.
And you think
If
I
you can
do?
get that chest open, you'll earn
Not
my
a lockpick
respect.
minigame.
I might just give you some scraps to help improve your train.
Please, just let me just use the lockpicks. Please don't make me do a mini game. Sir, are you just sitting here in your boxers? Or are these shorts? Or are you just horribly mismatched? Yes, I am judging you. Not that anything here seems to be particularly well kept up, and I can't blame them. If they got a train issue, might have, you know, more pressing things to take care of. But also consider, like sinking, and vanishing into the corner of my camera. There we go. What is this? No, excuse me. It was a dark and stormy night. Fuck! Fuck! I keep doing it way too soon. Yeah, this is horrible. It stops like the second you click it, but it's hard? No, no more. Are you shitting me right now? Are you... Listen! 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 Are you shitting me.com? For real though? Excuse me. Finally! What is this? What have I gotten? An ancient tablet. A very old stone tablet that features some strange drawings. Yeah, first try. No. Charles? 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 I see him over there. He's way the fuck over there. Daryl? Daryl, we have a train problem. I can't close the door.
Well, fancy fingers here got the
Also.
chest unlocked.
Rip it and rip it.
That's an odd-looking piece of junk you found inside there. Bit of a letdown, to be frank.
You think?
You earned my respect, so here's some scraps, like I promised.
Thanks for the scraps. Thanks for the scraps. How much? How much scrap? You want to tell me how much scrap? Yes, no? Also, where are we? Path is still a little bit further up. Alright. What can, we have 38 scrap. Are you shitting me right now? Holy shit. Okay. I can only do one more. Let's go damage. Feel like... Ooh, more scrap. Excuse me, I'm just gonna loot every single person that I see. They're not using it. Clearly. I thought that she was a child. I thought that she was a very tiny lady just standing in the corner.
The monster
As opposed
hunter
to
has
sitting.
arrived, I see.
Hi, that's me.
This is no ordinary hunt, mind you. We've already tried fighting Charles, but he retreats into the wilderness if he is sufficiently harmed.
Uh-huh.
We believe there may be a way to get Charles to commit to a mortal battle, however.
Why are you saying it like
Dispersed
this?
around the island are 3 eggs, locked in the island's 3 primary mines.
Okay.
Our theory is that putting these eggs in the temple at the center of the island will provoke Charles into a fight to the death.
So it's a Valheim boss summon.
Unfortunately,
Understood.
the mining company owner, Warren Charles III, has placed armed guards inside each mine to protect the eggs.
Sorry, is there melee combat?
There's an
in this?
egg in the mine just down the rail. Here's the key to the mine. I've marked the entrance on your map.
Thanks? Can you let me into your house? Also, there should be a path. There's the mine. South Mine Spelunkin. I want to go up there, but I also want to come over here for a weapon mission? Oh, 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 oh! Oh, I saw him creeping around over there. Well, while he's creeping... there he is. There's the boy. He's coming up here, isn't he? No, he's leaving. Okay, great. Okay, well, I wanted to go... Okay, well, I guess we're not going up there because that's where Charles is going. So we'll just continue on ahead. And we'll go up there later. What happens? Ouch. What happens if Charles finds me when I'm not?
I made a little
In
flamethrower
my-
as an addition to my spider train home defense plan, but as you can see, that has slightly backfired. Nearly cooked myself alive in that shed as I was testing it.
Sure.
Shoot dang.
Shoot dang!
I would love to save the shed, though.
Are you just gonna stand
If
here?
a flamethrower somehow still works after the fire dies down, well, you can take it.
New
I'd
weapon?
assume you're the monster hunter that folks have been expecting.
I'm
so,
just a little concerned because I
weapon
can hear
like this
Charles
could come in handy.
chugging in the background. Okay, well... He sounds so close! This? Fuck. Shit! Ah! Charles, please, I'm not ready! Ah! Fuck! Go! Forward! Charles, I need you to go away, okay, bud? Hey, hey, bud? Hey, bud? Hey, bud? Hey, friend? He takes my scrap? I was trying to get off the... Okay, it's weird. I have to hit escape to get off of the gun. I was trying to get off the gun so I could go heal the train. And it did not work very well. Where am I? I need to go back. Alright, well now we know. Don't get caught by Charles because he will steal your scrap. Oof. Good to know. Oh, whoa, this map is huge. Okay, well, we've learned. We know now. Hey, internet, do you wanna not be fluctuating like that?
Using
Hi,
the
sir.
water tank to put out the fire. Pure genius. Woohoo!
I mean,
Here, take old bug spray. Cause of this chaos. I don't want to see it anywhere near here again. Shoot dang.
shoot dang. Do you have any scrap that I can loot in here? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. What is this? I can paint my train. We're gonna make it such pretty colors. What a lovely train. That's what this is. Shoot dang! Wait. Oh. Okay, I see. Very fast fire rate. Very good at slowing Charles down? Not much damage, not much range. I mean, I'm gonna stick with the gun that does a lot of damage, you know? I want to go here. Well, I'm just gonna keep exploding my knees by falling off of things because I keep forgetting that fall damage is a thing. I'm very uneasy about running around out here, though. It doesn't seem like the most intelligent plan, considering. Yeah. But hey, when have I ever made smart choices in video games? Swamp? Ma'am? Wolves, though.
Well, hello, darling.
Lisbeth Murkwater!
I'm making
we found a witch.
fresh stew with ingredients from my very own swamp. But I don't have any meat at the moment.
What kind of meat you want? Welcome back, stars. We found a witch.
I smell a carcass on the island in the swamp, and if you wait over there and bring it back for me, I'll pay you some scraps.
Man meat?
Although, you'll need to be wary of Barry, the swamp monster.
Be wary of Barry.
Keep an eye out for him splashing around, and don't move if he gets close to you. As long as you stand still, he's as kind as
It's you, you're Barry the Swamp Monster. Thought you were stars. If you're Barry the Swamp Monster, I'm Lisbeth Murkwater, the Swamp Witch. More scrap. Okay. More scrap I see over there? No, just clovers. Ma'am? Can I raid your house? You have scrap in there and I would like it? She doesn't have a door. I do love us a good swamp. Tasty, yummy stew recipe! Swamp water, salt, clover, dirt, salt, meat, any kind, human included, and more salt. This is such a salty stew. such a salty stew. Man, how's your blood pressure? Alright, let's go. I didn't see anything. I don't think I saw anything. How do I know if Barry is close? There was no splashing. Where am I? Very far away again. Oh, there go my knees. Hey Barry, I'm nice actually, and I'm trying to get stew for Lisbeth. Can you just let me get out there? Scrap. I'm hoping that there's not like a fixed amount of scrap in existence in the world. That would suck if there was. I don't... Okay. I think I must have, like, jumped, like, right next to him when I first got in. Where did he go? Doesn't help that we make a lot of splashing visuals as well. Hi, Barry. Barry, I need you to not, like, camp. Is the thing. Sure is Barry out. Okay. Alright. We've got scrap out here, too. Charles is probably well fed on my... Oh. That's just a fish. Why did I expect it to be man meat? Charles is wandering around, probably well fed on my corpse, because, you know, he's already done a murder on me. Hi, Fruity. How's it going? Oh, where's Barry? Barry, please. I'm just trying to get back to shore, okay? I'm not here to bother you. That's fine. Are you late, or did you just not know when I started? It's fine. There's no being late here. I do need Barry to leave me alone, though. I love this little Murloc goblin, but, like, he's gotta go. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Hey, Lisbeth. I got your carcass.
What a delicacy you found.
Okay.
Here are those scraps I offered.
Thanks.
Have a safe night, little one.
Thanks, ma'am. Okay. I gotta get back to... Why is my train red? Why is my train red? No, it's orange because we painted it orange. I understand. Unless... I'm gonna need to change the color. The orange is too close to red for my liking. And also it scared me. Ooh, more scrap. I think it does spawn in, because I don't remember there being scrap here. So that's nice. Okay, let's go back to being yellow. And I have 40 scrap. Holy shit. Let's finish repairing, and then we'll do more armor, more damage. And where are we going now? I guess we're doing the mine. And then we can hit up all those folks. Thanks! I love my little train. Listen. Wait, maybe I shouldn't do that. That might call Charles towards us. Whee! Somebody whistling over here? No, it's just bird calls. Choo choo! We love the choo choos. Right, this is the mine. Okay. What am I supposed to do here? Aside from get an egg? An egg. What's this? Southern Mine Summary Document Week 1! Mining has been proceeding smoothly, and we're seeing signs of a solid vein already. Tools are still holding up well, and we finished constructing our shelter. We haven't spent long here, but we're getting settled in and adopting a good rhythm and schedule to our work. Alright. Guess we're going in? Ooh, more scrap. Also, ooh, more scrap. Any other scrap to be found before I head inside? Scrap. Can I have these? Hey, can I have these? No, I'm not allowed to have a weapon. Can I take a shovel? No, it's not allowed. Okay, well. More scrap! In we go, I guess. Right, gun please. Hey, game, gun please. I've been told that there are cultists here, and I would like a gun, please. Consider. Urgent letter to Mr. Warren. While mining the furthest tunnel, we broke through a wall into a large cavern. Something strange here, and we don't know what it is. We're requesting that Mr. Warren visit the southern mine site at his earliest convenience to give us further instruction. Eugene, the team supervisor. Okay, so Eugene was just one of the miners. Excuse me? Is that all I can do is just lean? No crouch? No nothing? Just aggressively leaning? Okay. I don't know how I feel about no. No! I despise this. I despise this so much. I'm gonna scream. Why? No! That shit did. I hate this. hate this. This is the worst. This is the worst lockpicking minigame I've ever played. I'd believe it. This game, or this minigame makes me feel some feelings, and I don't like any of them. I think I should make the circle go in the circle. I think you're right. You know what? It's crazy enough. It's just crazy enough it might work. Look at that, you were right. It's just, it's so... All this for paint? Oh. I don't think it is. I think I've seen nicer green paint before. Everything's fine. It's all fine. Why is it gross in here? Hello? Who took a radioactive piss in the water? I'm scared? Shrek would. I was told to, like, peer around corners, right? I like his mask. And we leave. And we leave. And we leave. And it's time to go! I'm surprised he hasn't noticed that it's missing. I went down there. Okay. Well, we got an egg. Egg got. Get me out of here. It's fine. I am upset. Okay. Well, we have another NPC up ahead, so let's go. Hey, internet. Stop tripping. Hey, internet. You don't gotta trip. Oh, there's Charles. Oh, there's Charles. Actually, I have scrap, don't I? Damage, please. I don't know where he went. Still have a bit of ways to go. Where'd he go? Where, Charles? There he is, way up there. That's perfectly fine by me. As long as he stays over there. There. Like, directly ahead of me. Cool. That's where I would like to go. Please and thank you. Never notice me. I am not here. I'm just some foliage. That's it. What are you doing? Ma'am? What are you, okay, hold on. Before we do that. Got stuff in there. She got stuff in here. And I'm allowed in here. That's locked, though. Which I think is a little rude. Why is she standing like this? I love the pickles. Pickles are the love. Pickles are the life. I love the pickles. They make me feel the happiness. Pickles, pickles, pickles. Signed, pickles.
I need my pickles! I ate the last jar of pickles I had in my house, and there's only one jar of pickles left on the island. My secret jar of pickles, locked away inside my pickle cave.
Please never refer to anything as a pickle cave ever again.
I would have gotten them hours ago, but I lost my pickle cave.
She's got pickle withdrawals. Also, hold on a second. Internet's tripping. So I'm gonna exit out of Discord. And see if that helps at all.
Someone else on the island might have some lock pickles. I mean, lockpicks.
Some
And
lock
if you
pickles?
bring me my special jar of pickles, I'll give you all the scrap metal I have as a reward.
Woof. Is this your pickle cave? Where is your pickle cave? Ma'am. That's so far away. Oh. The things I will do for scrap metal. No, I gotta do it. Cause what if she has scrap in that room that's locked, you know? Imagine. This way. Shit! Ass! I can and I will and I have. Where's your pickle cave? Charles is going that way, so we go this way. So we go this way. Give me the pickle cave. Also, landmines? Shit. Purple paint? Y'all know we are painting our train purple immediately. Is this pickles? Pickles, pickles. Signed pickles. Well, we found the pickle cave and some more scrap. See, it was worth it. I hope Charles can't get in here. Also, I have to do a lockpick again. Sorry, it sounded like somebody was whispering to me. I think Charles is out there. Don't do that. Don't. First off, don't waste your money on a Funko Pop. Secondly, I don't think we should be enabling this woman more than I already currently am. Slash, it can't be Pickles, right? Like, it's... Fuck off, game. Charlie says, "Hi, I'm here. Pay attention to me." No, it was Pickles. Oh, he mad. I started the Pickle Lady's mission. Okay, well, we're leaving now. Bye! Need to keep an eye out for scrap, though. Give me your scrap. Good question. Do trains like Pickles? Who here's a train expert? A train spurt, if you will. Pickle Lady? You have more scrap here that I missed, so thanks for that. Take your stupid pickles.
My pickles! I thank you so very much for bringing me my pickles. You are my pickle hero.
I'm a pickle hero.
Here are some scraps as a reward for your valiant pickle questing.
Thanks. Can I get into your secret room now? And she has nothing else to say to me. Okay, great. Where is my train? I am scared. Where is my train? There is my train. I just want to paint my train purple. Please and thank you. I would love that for me, actually. Only one priority. Her one priority is pickles. Listen, you know what? I'm not here to judge what she is prioritizing. At least she has a priority, you know? Why it look like this? Why you do that? I have 41 scrap. Beautiful. Max speed. Let's go. Who do we have next? Stop. Nothing. Listen, kids, this chat for adults only. We talk about pickles here. It's not for babies to hear about. Holy shit! That was a good amount of I was gonna say pickles. Scrap. I have been damaged by the pickle lady. Okay, well there was some jam out here. Where does it go? Where does the jam go? Unloading all the supplies has been an incredibly eye-opening experience. Here at the port, we've been working all day, every day. We're tasked with unloading the boat and running supplies up the hill to the tracks, where Theodore and Eddie deliver them to the different sites we'll be mining. The sheer cost of all this infrastructure is mind-blowing. With all the success Warren's family has had in this business, I'm surprised he's choosing to take such a risk here. Okay, well... Charles, please. Chuck, my boy. shooting him? Oh! Okay, well, I think we did. That's exciting. Let's be faster and also repair our shit. That's a cultist. Just casually reverse for a little bit. That's the temple, isn't it? That's the egg temple. Oops, wrong button. Alright. What is in here? Who is in here? Hello? Ooh, scrap. Ooh, scrap. That's our train. Well, somebody exploded. Hello? Someone big time exploded! My god! Is there not? Oh, there's an upstairs! But also, before that, there's scrap everywhere! Just let me in, I want your scrap! It was cool. He uses his spider legs like dog legs when he gets itchy. I think he's precious. Personally. It just surprises me when because he's so fast. My god, is he so fast. For the cave-in, I pushed a spare rail car into the canyon using my beautiful old mining train. I figured a rail car would be a fine place to hide my more important belongings, especially on a rural and unfinished track. I went to get something out of my rail car in the canyon about a week ago, but some of Warren's men have built a campsite or base of some sort there. I don't know how to get my box safely, and I don't know how long I'll last without it. Hi.
Welcome to Aranirum, archivist museum person.
Not the voice that I was anticipating, but alright.
My apologies. I'm not the best with introductions, but I don't believe either of us are here for socializing.
That's correct.
I just so happen to have a little business opportunity, if you're interested.
He's got a less intense Harry Dubois situation going on with his facial hair.
A very special little box of mine
It lacks
is in a
the
rail
volume.
car in the nearby canyon, but the goons have set up a camp to protect that area, so be careful. Find the blue box and bring it back to me. I'll give you some scraps as payment.
Okay. Okay. There's a box over there. Speaking of box, give me that box. Give me that box. Look at all that scrap. Alright, let me get back to the train real quick. Let's dump our scrap into here. Let's go more speed. And that's where box is. You know what? Train's pretty safe in there, right? Let's go hang out in the canyon for a minute. Sneak around. Rescue a box. Maybe get some stuff in the meantime. Hi. Scrap. It's so quiet.
Shouldn't be here.
Sir? Sir?
You
Listen.
better run.
chasing me? Ah! How long does he chase me for? Sir! Oh my god! Has he given up? No, he hasn't. Ow! That's meat chunks. Jesus Christ! Listen, purely in self-defense, he would not leave me alone. Give me his gun. Give me that gun. I want to see his face. I can't see his face. Well, I guess that's one way to handle that situation. Oh boy. Right? I need man to take the gun. I think we need it. I think it's important that we take it. Personally. Are there any other guys here, or was it just the one? Any other guys. I don't hear any other guys. That doesn't mean anything, though. I do wish that there was a crouch button. Well, I got the blue box. Is there a crouch button, actually, as I'm thinking about it? Well, it's not telling me now. Okay. Was it just the one guy? I have. He is large and loud and very angry. But he's kind of cute. Hi, Emmy. How's it going? Alright, I guess it was just the one dude. Huh. Bad keeping their camp safe. Also, I can go up here, and I would like to know what's up here. Because I'm nosy. Love us a good choo-choo train. Nothing else up here. Alright. I don't think there's anything else up here. Alright. Glad you're doing well. And I'm happy to be streaming. Huh, it's been a sleepy day today, but like, we're vibing. We're here. We're excited. Yeah. Theodore? Was that his name? Silly man with the fake hairy.
That's the exact box
stuff.
I needed.
Facial hair.
Now take these scraps and skedaddle.
But I want to know what's in your what's in the box. I'm not here. You can't see me. What's in the box? It's the rest of his beard. Hey. Nope. Dang. Alright. Well, how much scrap did we get? A lot? A significant amount? We're like already almost 100% upgraded. So that's cool. I wanna go back there. Is the thing. So I think we're gonna loop around. Going backwards. What a good fun time. Charles, leave me alone, please. back on the train. Great. Actually, I can probably just stop here, can't I? Because there's a guy down here. And also more scrap. Listen, I'm just very excited about scrap. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. You can't do nothing about my love for scrap. Scrap! Sir, why are you so far away? Oof. That. You did. I do remember this. And it's incredibly on brand for you, if I do say so myself. What color was that? Gray? Or was it white? Listen, I know all about you tripping over a bike because you got distracted by a train. It remains incredibly funny. Can I get in here? Yes! Let me steal your trash. What's this? I've been praying someone from the first evacuation group would just send back another boat, but I guess all they think that they all think that George's supply boat is still evacuating people. They're all safe and cozy on the mainland, but feel no obligation to make sure everyone else escapes. I know that Charles sinking the boat isn't something anyone would expect. Still, think I would have left this place by now. Makes me sick. It is true. Who does that? Who even? Horrible sloppy people, that's who. Hi, sir. Before I talk to you, very distinguished gentleman, I'm gonna steal all the scrap from this dock. This seems precarious. Ooh! More scrap! Hello, sir.
The others actually
Santiago! Yeah,
I'm so
I'm
glad
here.
you came, but I simply cannot stay any longer. This island is too much for my nerves to handle. I've brought all my belongings here so I can leave immediately when a boat arrives. Although now that I think about it, I did forget my journal at home. Could you bring it to me? It's
Where's
a
your
dangerous
house?
journey for sure, but you might manage with that train of yours. I'll give you all the scrap metal I have. Just please, bring the journal next time you're here.
But where's your house? Bruh, that is so far away. Santiago, my guy. Okay, that's fine. We'll take the left-hand path, grab the journal, do this quest, come all the way back, and then we can take the other way. Oh! Oh god, he was so close. My dude. You've done it so bad. I'm judging him. A lot. Yeah, it's a lot, is the zoom. I've more or less gotten used to it now. But it's still... No, okay, we're going the right way. Great! It definitely scared me the first time that I did it, because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna open up my map, and then it does that horrible zoom. Stop right about here. I screamed after the fact because Santiago was very close, Charles. He's up there. He's in them hills. Lurking. waiting. Internet, hey, can you chill, maybe? Hold on a second. What else can I get rid of? That can go, I guess. I don't know if it's like, if y'all are noticing any momentary dips or hitches and stuff,
you're
but
the
it
monster
bothers
hunter.
me being able to see it
I
drop
must
every so
know.
often.
Do you have any experience with ghosts?
No?
Someone or something has been pinning exactly 16 drawings to lampposts in the boulder field every night. I always collect and burn them, but as I was looking
There's
for
trains
them last night, I began hearing
them
strange
hills.
noises and seeing strange
Tiny bit of
things.
wiggliness. Okay. I don't know what I can turn off to fix these. I might just need to restart my router tonight. It is the train coming through. Charles knows, and he's here
I
to
only
get
found
us.
half of them yesterday because of the commotion. Could you go find them last date and bring them to me?
Excuse me, you want me to find 8 pages for you? Rudy, it's your favorite game. Okay. God, everything is so spread out everywhere. If it gets too bad or doesn't resolve itself like fairly quickly, do let me know. I guess so. I guess I am playing Slender Man the 8 pages. What is... Oh, okay. From the outside, the red just looked like a giant blob, and I was very concerned. Aww. Santiago, I got your, that looked like a watermelon for a second. The large journal owned by Santiago. But, sir, I want to read your journal. Bet it's got some juicy tidbits in it. Can I... That's where the lady is. That's where Train is. This is where the pages are? Oh, jeez. It's okay. They're just ripping on Slender. Excuse me? Whoa! Huh. Oh well. Okay. Do I have to get all of the pages in a single go? 'Cause, like... I don't know if that's gonna happen. Nah, okay, cool. I still have the ones that I had before. Neat. In that case... She said they were just on the lampposts, right? Scrap. Excuse you. Coming through. Sir, I'm picking up your graffiti. I have 5 of 8? I think I'm leaving, which is a bit of a problem. Sir? Sir? You're a little too close for my liking? And he grabbed me. Where am I? Okay. I don't have that many left, right? Also, is that a box that I can loot? No, it's just a rock. left. Alright. Ouch. My poor leggies. I don't know where anything is. It's fine, I'm sure. He's nice, actually? Is the thing? Ouch. It's very loud and very close. And I don't know where the last two pages are. I don't have a stamina bar, though. No, he's got me. Or... yeah, all of the sounds are happening. Every sound ever is occurring. Oh, where'd it go? Sir, I think you have to leave me alone. I think this constitutes as harassment. I'm trying to keep the natural beauty of the park intact. And you are teleporting me in weird places. This is so far away! Never mind, it's not actually that far away. Oh, boy. I don't know where they are. This man, kind of annoying. Sir, you have to leave me alone. Legally, you have to leave me alone. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's really annoying. Don't like it. I don't like it. He is super dumb. Where are they? Ugh. Got very close very fast. Hey, there's one. Okay, well, I got one more. There's just one left. You can see the blood spots, which is where they all are, I think, but I don't know which ones I've been to. Shit! Charles! Now is not the time! This is probably a bad idea to come in here. My dude. Listen, there are too many things chasing me all at the same time. Oh. afraid than anything. Sir. My brain is not happy about all the sounds that you are causing right now. It would be greatly appreciated if you stopped. Oh, goodness. Just shatter our legs a little bit. Just keep running. Alright, listen here. This is what it sounds like to be irradiated. I'd believe it. Not here. Here? No, probably not. We'll take a right, and then we'll just follow that around a little bit. Okay. That's where we got one. That one's also been got. Oh, fuck. That one's been got. But I would like to head out so I can double check what we got. Sir. Okay. So this one, and that one have all been checked. We'll do... Now we'll take a right, and then a left, and then a right again. Oh, there it is. And it's over. Great. Perfect. Good. I hated those sounds. They were annoying. Let's go take the stupid pictures to Sasha, I guess. Damn, I got your dumb little doodles. Better give me all the scrap. Every last bit of scrap. How do I leave? This way. Oh boy! That one was a lot. Alright. Hiccups.
Thanks for bringing me those papers.
You're welcome.
Here are some scraps for your help.
Thanks. Let me into your stupid house. No, not allowed. Alright. Okay. Cool. Fine. Whatever. Let's see. 78 scrap. Dang. We're almost fully leveled. Now to... I got the journal, right? So now we gotta go backwards. Because Santiago is over here. Yeah, we have his thing. Choo choo! What color is this? Just gray. Sticking with purple. Obviously. That's not the button I wanted. Get me out of here. Let me turn this now because I will forget. Let's go give this journal to our boat friend. our boat pal? Santiago, I got your diary. Please give me something good. Here you go.
Thank you so much for bringing my journal.
You're welcome.
I would hope, for your own good, that you didn't peek inside.
No.
But, here are those scraps I promised.
I wish I had. I wish I could. Also, we're nearing the 2-hour mark. I think that might be all I have in me today. But, that means we can play more of this on Wednesday. I don't imagine that this will take very many streams, honestly. Hydrate! I can do that. Give me 1 moment, please. Get in my train and make it go forward. Oh! That's a Charles. Bye! Thank you for the hydrate, by the way. It's oiter dink time. We got big oiter. Oiter the size of my face. It's great. So dang hydrated. You don't even know. That's weapon, required mission, unmet NPC. Okay. We'll start these at least. 'Cause, you know, might as well. But I don't imagine we'll finish all 3 of these. I'm sorry, is that a rocket launcher?
Paul asked me to design a new weapon to help you hunt Charles.
Sir?
And using my extensive demolitions experience, I made this rocket launcher.
Okay.
I've been wanting to see Warren's empire crumble for a long time. So building this puppy was a hell of an opportunity. Now that you're here, I need a few minutes to remove some safety features.
Excuse me?
While I'm working on that, why don't you bring that box of rocket ammunition back here from inside the bunker down the rail?
Sir? Okay. I'm still debating if Warren made us bring our families to his hellhole so that we'd never need to leave, or to keep information about his business practices away from the mainland. Either way, I want that man in a noose. Paul asked me to design a new weapon for the monster hunter that Eugene is sending, and knowing what I do about explosives, you can bet I made the most powerful rocket launcher I could. Warren, you don't stand a chance. Someone's got it in for Warren. I'm gonna feel like that's most people here. Just given what's been said about the man. Before we get there, though, who is here? You need a shirt?
I'm sure you know more about me, so I need not introduce myself.
I don't know who you are, Greg.
Name's Greg, by the way. In case you haven't heard already, Warren, the mine boss, is keeping 3 monster eggs locked away.
Uh-huh.
We're
So
unsure
wiggly.
why he wants to protect the eggs. If they hatch, they will surely turn into monstrous creatures like Charles.
Yeah.
To prevent this, we need you to steal all 3 and use them to bait Charles so we can destroy him.
No, I know.
One of the eggs is in the north mine. Here's the key to the entrance.
Cool, great, thanks. Rocking him gently. It's true. I need to write this theory down fast before Warren finds out that I'm onto his dirty plan. My theory is that Mr. Warren Warlord III is trying to hatch and raise more of these 8-legged critters. A whole army for who knows what purpose. Found a whole nest of those eggs while clearing out debris from the cave-in. We also know that they're as hard as diamonds, completely indestructible. The miners spent months using the temple prism to suck the energy out of all the eggs, but before they could destroy the last 3, old man Warren stopped them. Warren must have realized how powerful these things are, and And rather than protect us from them, wants to use them to take over the world. I'm on to you, Warren. Greg, genius extraordinaire. Where is... Oh, fuck. Hi, are you cowering with me? This is a bit of a problem. Oh, I will. Oh, I will use the little goblin man as a human shield. Nope, he's coming back. Alright. Charles, listen. Oh, he makes bad sounds! Come on, bud. I need my gun to cool down. Nicely done. And back we go. Because there is... Oh my god, that's so far away. Well, the bunker is here. I still want to get this, but we can get the bunker stuff first, right? But I want to stop here just in case. Oh, there's gonna be explosives around here, aren't there? Huh. Okay. How do I get down there? How do I get that? I'm scared to walk in there. Or is it actually just fine? I mean, it's got like the explosive symbol. Is this what he wanted? Yeah, caution meteors? They're the... Okay. Also, scrap. Do I use the dynamite to blow up the door? Oh. Got me a little bit, but hey. We're fine. Oh. We're just blowing shit up left and right. Don't think we should be doing that. Rocket launcher ammunition testing. Version 1, failed. Version 2, failed. Version 3, 13-second flight. Version 4, success. Alright. Yeah, you're right. Shrapnel never hurt no one. Never been an issue, not even once. Alright, let's get this back to John. And then maybe grab the other mission, but we'll probably call it there. Yeah. Ooh, hiccup. Lighthouse. John, give me the rocket launcher.
The launcher is in complete working order, so I'll let you take it from
Perfect.
here. Oh, and take good care of it. After you're done, I have a few people to visit with it, if you catch my drift.
I don't think we should return this rocket launcher to this man. But also, before we do that, lots of damage, lots of range, slow fire rate, and slowing is not very good. I assume slowing is like how much it slows down Charles? Not particularly clear. Instructions unclear. It's fine though. That scrap? Why is there scrap out here? Give me that. I want that. Alright. And we will... Yeah, we'll... I guess finish this up on Wednesday? I don't... It feels like we've kind of, like, blasted through this, right? I mean, we still have quite a bit to do, but... all in all, we've already got 1 egg. We know where the second one is, out of 3. We're already almost, like, fully upgraded on our train. We got a bunch of weapons. Ocean Watch Day 68. Please deliver a copy to Paul. I went outside to do a routine check of the lighthouse. As I walked around the corner of the building, I saw that beast, Charles. He spotted me and charged straight up the hill in my direction. Spider Train is a hideous monster. Can't understand why Warren wants us to stay on Aaron in this place instead of trying to escape the beast. I suppose Warren is simply gone crazy, thinking he can handle this situation on his own. In any case, Charles ran right over me, trampling my leg. Won't be able to attend the upcoming meeting and have asked Greg to bring back a copy of your notes if possible. There. Wow, he got you good,
We
huh?
haven't met, but I've heard lots about you coming to help us. I have a favor to ask. The breakers on the side of the lighthouse need replacing.
Of course they do.
I was recently attacked by Charles, so I'm unable to do it myself. The breakers are in the nearby supply shed. If you go get them and repair the lighthouse, I can try signaling passing ships to come help us. Once you finish, I have some spare scraps to give you.
Actually, you know what? We can do this real fast. Shouldn't be too far, right? Yeah, it's just right there. Listen. We can do this fetch quest just right quick. Look at all that scrap! Oh, wait. No, that's fuses. There's not actually that much scrap. There is some scrap, though, so, you know, I'm pleased. Yeah, full steam ahead with finishing the game. Let's go. Can actually probably also, like, upgrade. We're at 68. Not quite nice. Hey, do we have any other scrap around here? Just one. Just one scrap would do. Hey. Nice. Alright, let's fix the breaker box. Oh no. Oh. It's fine, actually. Ma'am.
Fixing the lighthouse will definitely increase our chances of being spotted. Here are those scraps I promised.
Nice. 30 scrap? Dang! Excuse me. Yeah, that one didn't take long, like, at all. Can I carry more? Okay, I can carry more than 99. I was a little worried for a moment there. But let's go finish upgrading. I think we can finish upgrading the train, right? Or get very, very close to fully upgrading it. So that's cool and exciting. we've done it. We're fully upgraded. All right. Can I quit? Does it save? It does. Okay, great. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, I'm sure I want to quit game. Wonderful. We'll finish this up on Wednesday then, I guess. Oh god. Sorry. Very sleepy. But yeah, that's all we've got for today. Let's see who we have online. And set up a raid. This is fun. I like this. It's nice to kind of just like turn my brain off for a little bit and play a very silly little video game. I got 2 people on right now. We've got Super Great Friend doing RTX Red Rock and ATM Zero doing Hitman World of Assassination. Either of those sound good? Have we rated Andrew in a while? I don't know if we have. Y'all want to go say hi to ATM? Yeah, silly Choo Choo game was fun. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it too, though. It's very silly and very, very fun. Let's go say hi to them then. Max Marigold? For a 1 year. Okay, yeah, we gotta go do that. Let's go. Heck yeah. Alright, let's start that raid then. Thank you for the suggestion, stars. We love to see it. Got that quick. Alright. Well, if you're gonna raid with us, the raid messages are there. First one's for anyone. It's got global emotes on it. Otherwise, the second one has our channel emotes on it. It's for subscribers. Yeah, thanks for being here, y'all. This is fun. I liked it. And the plan is to stream on Wednesday. So hopefully I'll see y'all then. But if not, we'll see you next time. Bye, friends.